Welcome to Adult Crash. Episode 4.
That was a long pause, dude.
I'm gonna chop it up. It's fine.
Okay.
God.
I was just sitting here waiting. That's all. It's okay.
That's fine. And you can wait. God damn it. I'm gonna put an emoji over your face with like a big sad face.
That would be hilarious.
That would be good.
All right.
Alright. I'm your host, Frank, alongside my buddy.
Jordo.
That's him.
Apparently I have a bad name.
Yeah, some dickhead on Twitter was talking shit about me, and like one of the insults was, "You hang out with a guy named Jordo," and it was like,
of all the things to like the things, it's like, yo, man, like, A, I'm not a part of this. B, all right, like I'm just over here existing, whatever.
Yeah,
I don't even have Twitter, so I can't even swoop in to defend myself.
Yeah, I was like, I didn't respond because, like, you know, feeds off of attention probably.
Yeah. No, do you see like the way he like comments on stuff? Like it's like he'll say something that's like a direct like aggressive threat to somebody, and then be like peace with like his initials.
And
I'm like,
like, all right, you tool.
All right, cool, whatever. Do be you, man. Be the real you if that's the real you.
Like, what a loser. God, that was like... And, like, to be like, at least I don't hang out with someone named Jordo and only talk about... and then, like, was like, and only talk about comics, movies, TV, and video games. 4 topics that you and I either could spout off for hours about. Like, at least I have a hobby besides getting involved with people's lives on Twitter. Get fucked!
And the fucked up part is that, like, this person wasn't even... like attacking the podcast because like they don't know it's a podcast. He just was like they were talking about like vegan nuggets, which are bomb, and they popped up and were like, oh, this person called me a loser for hating on vegan nuggies, so let me go on to their Twitter feed and see what I can make fun of them for. And boy, I went on theirs and I could have fried them for a fucking full afternoon. You can't put Bible and science in the same fucking sentence. Talking about you having low neurons. Get the fuck out of here.
Amen, brother.
Amen, brother. Hail Mabalja. Hail Pacino. Yo, dude.
Hail Pacino?
I should totally... Yeah, I said Hail Pacino.
Did you just say Hail Pacino? That's good. Okay, that's going to be the motto for the podcast.
Hail Pacino. Because we were talking about Devil's Advocate earlier and how great he was as being hoo-ah Zabab. And I'm fucking hoo-ah! Hoo-ah! Ooh! God ain't that great. Hoo-ah! Hoo-ah! Thou likes to live deliciously. Hoo-ah!
I love that.
Oh, fuck. All right. Hail Pacino is the fucking phrase of the show. We're going to get t-shirts made where it's like the In League with Satan shirt design, but In League with Pacino. Because I always wanted to do like an In League with Satan rip, like back when I was doing t-shirt printing. There was one I really wanted to take that scene or that skit from Chappelle Show of the player haters ball and have it In League with Hayton, and it would be a picture of Dave Chappelle's character from that skit. And then on the back, it would be his entire acceptance speech in Old English font from the Player Haters Ball.
Now, dude, you could probably sell a lot of those.
I probably could. Really and now that I put it out there in the ether, I guarantee you someone's going to take it. And if you do, please, but give me a free one. Because I don't feel like printing shirts anymore. It's a pain in the ass. And everyone who does it right now, God bless you, because holy moly, the amount of shipping delays and problems that happen to like everybody right now, it's like I would stop printing shirts until the summer. Like, it just sucks. Like, I've ordered shit from like 2020. I still don't have it. And I'm not mad about it. It's just like it's really unfortunate for these people, and I can imagine the amount of like anxiety and fucking like, you know, overwhelming bullshit that goes on when you're like, all these people ordered stuff. I don't have any of my stuff. Ah. Like, I feel bad.
Yeah, it definitely sucks.
Yeah. But that was
Fortunately, I think like most people who are existing, I understand all the delays. They're you know, with times. Mm-hmm. But there's always that one asshole that's like, "Where's my stuff?"
Oh my god, dude! It's so like I go on some of like the Instagram pages for like people I buy stuff from, like was it Boothammer Tees or Gen X Rewind or any of those guys, and the people in their comment section are just very entitled. Where like
so
they're DIY, dude. They're not like they're not Amazon. Like Amazon spoiled everyone to be like, I get my shit in 2 days. Where's my shit?
Yeah. That is a big issue.
Yeah.
So, one of those people I've commented on when I've pre-ordered before.
I know, and I gave you a lot of grief for it.
You did, but it wasn't like I was like, hey, I expected this. I was just like, hey, can we get an update on the pre-order? That's all I said.
Oh, yeah.
I wasn't being a prick about it. I was just like, hey, can I have an update? Because, you know, money's tight, and I spent a fair amount. I didn't say all that, but, you know, it's like,
yeah.
That's the only reason I'm reaching out is because, like, I'm not trying to get ripped off, you know?
No, I know that. But, like, with that person in particular, I know that their reputation is pretty solid, but they do run into printing issues. Because I think in that case, what was it? Those shorts you ordered?
No.
Oh, no. It was the T-shirt and the print, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
T-shirt and the print.
Yeah.
Poster. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that was, like, right around when, like, everything was just hard to get. But,
yeah.
Know. I also understand that like people should be doing updates. Like,
all I'm saying,
if it's if it's pushing on the 2-month mark, and you haven't at least said like, hey, you know, I'm just waiting on these to still come in. I'd rather get that.
Like announcing new drops without updating people on previous ones. It frustrated me. But I mean, whatever. I'm not mad about it. I got my stuff.
You got your stuff,
and it was cool.
Yeah,
it was cool.
You just looked like a jerk in the public. No, I'm kidding.
I was as polite as I could be.
You were.
All right.
I'm just giving you some guff. That's all. Just some guff stuff. I'm just giving you guff.
Fuck you.
Anyway.
Fuck you.
Anyways. Fuck you. Ben Affleck in the town. Fuck you. You jagoff.
I love that movie so much.
We were talking about that earlier too.
Yeah, we were talking about how I think Ben Affleck might be my favorite actor of all time.
Yeah. It has nothing to do with him wearing B9 shirts either.
No, not at all. I hate that. I don't hate that, but I'm like, that's not any reason why.
I thought it was hilarious when everyone was like, "Oh my god, like he's probably into hardcore," and then everyone who's like, "He's probably not. He probably only bought it because it said Boston." I'm like, why do you fucking care?
I mean, yeah. It's just like in the early 2010s when people were talking about seeing Ryan Gosling at hardcore shows.
Oh, yeah. Well, dude, like, I fucking bumped into Moby at a fucking hardcore show before. Which
that sucks.
He was actually kind of cool.
Dude, Moby's a creep, man. Like,
maybe that's why he talked to me. I was 16.
No, but like, have you seen that shit that happened with him and Natalie Portman? Where
I did. Yeah, I forgot. I forgot about that.
He was like, I was in a relationship with her. She was like, I had just turned 18, and you were creepily super into me. Like, leave me alone.
Yeah.
And then he like fucking doubled down on the creepitude and was like, no, we dated and you were cool with it.
Oh shit.
And she's
oh man.
She's like, you can be pressured into a lot of things, Moby. Like,
yeah, that's not okay.
Like, what a fucking creep, dude.
No, that makes sense then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck him. I mean, that's cool that you met a famous person, but also fuck him.
It was weird because it was at a Youth of Today show. And he was like, I was looking through a box of records. I think it was like, Malfunction Records like distro that they had. I was thumbing through that shit.
Yeah.
And then I just look over to my left, and there's some old guy looking at stuff, and I don't, think anything of it because, I'm at a Youth of Today show. It's nothing but dads. So
Yeah, that's right.
I was like, wait a minute. And I was like, hey, dude, you're Moby, aren't you? And he was like, yeah, yep, last time I checked. And I was like, all right, word, what you doing here? And he's like, oh, I'm childhood friends with Ray Capo. And I'm like, oh, okay. And he told me about, I forget that he used to be in a hardcore band.
Yeah, he used to be in bands. Like,
yeah. And I was like, oh, dope. And then
that's how he got started in music. And then he took a turn for the worst.
Yeah. Well, it was kind of cool because I like had like a poster from the fucking shows, like these like nice silkscreen posters. And, I was just bullshitting with him, and I was like, yeah, that song you put out, I don't remember what the name of the single is, but it's that one with like the little alien dude in the music video.
Yeah.
I was telling him how like, oh yeah, I just saw that music video that came out. It's pretty dope. And he was like, oh, cool. He was like, I love drawing that little thing because it's his drawing or some shit. So he like took my poster and like drew it on the back of it. That's like, kind of
cool.
I was like, oh, that's cool, man. Like, dope. I didn't ask you to draw that on the back of there, but now I have it. That's cool.
Now you got it.
Yeah.
That's. So he just like drew it on your poster. You didn't ask
on the
him
back
to?
of it. Yeah, I was like, hey, like,
that's kind of weird.
He's like, hey, do you want me to draw it on here for you? And I was like, yeah, sure, because I didn't know he drew that thing.
See, there you go. You said yeah, so you brought it upon yourself, Jordo.
He was like, hey, man, like, he's like, yeah, I drew that thing myself. And I was like, no shit, really? And he's like, yeah. And he just took it and he was like, hey, I got a marker with me. And he just drew it out on there and then signed his name. And I'm like, this is the weirdest way to get a fucking autograph I've ever fucking seen.
He's like, oh, you don't believe me? Well, here you go. And then he fucking drew it. And
basically,
now you're stuck with a Moby drawing on your cool poster.
It's on the back. So it's not like, it's weird because if I ever wanted to sell it, I would sell it as like, hey, this is an original drawing from Moby that happens to be a Youth of Today poster. Or be like, yo, this rare Youth of Today poster that happens to be ruined with a Moby fucking thing on it.
It's super rare.
It's super rare. It's one of a kind.
One of a kind. You got a Moby image, and then you got the Youth of Today image on the front.
Yeah.
Like,
no, that actually was a really dope show. It was like them, One Up, Desperate Measures, Internal Affairs. Your typical 2004 lineup of good bands.
I was 12 years old.
Yep.
I'm just getting into Slipknot.
Oh man, even though I was really into hardcore at that time, I still bought Slipknot. Anytime they put something out, I still would buy it, and I would get clowned by everyone. And I'm like, I don't care. I still like Slipknot as a band. Like,
you still get clowned because you go hard for nu metal,
dude. It takes me back to a simpler time. That's all. Like, I love listening to whatever new shit's out there. I love listening to like all the fucking classic hardcore bands. But if I'm in a pit, boy, I'm putting on some shit that I listened to when I was like 12 or 13 and transfer me right back to being a little kid.
That's nice.
Yeah.
So you what's the statement I'm looking for? You missed the time when it was cool to have like multiple eyebrow rings?
So I never had an eyebrow ring.
I'm not saying that you it was cool for people to have that back then.
So I didn't yes. I essentially I had the look that Gen Z Vane fans are trying to emulate now.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I looked like I could have been in Cold Chamber for like one summer. For like one summer, I had that look. I had like the fucking like.
Did you braid your hair?
I had long hair at the time, and I did have a girl braid it for me when I was 13 or 14. I can't remember exactly when, but
wow.
I ended up cutting a lot of that and then doing Liberty spikes when I got into like the Casualties and Discharge and stuff like that. So that was my trajectory. No, it's not cool. I rather ride for the new metal I listened to and the terrible new metal fashion I had than the street punk fashion I had. If
you have
I could be
pictures of
completely
any of this?
honest, yeah, I do. I don't have a lot of pictures of my new metal phase, other than like some shirts of me or some shit where I'm wearing like Papa Roach shirts and wearing baggy red cargo shorts and Skechers.
Sick.
So like, dude, I was
Skechers.
Full.
Bro.
Yep, I was a fully fucking fat, awkward new metal kid. I also used to wear the ball chain necklace thing with the little like weird pendant on it.
Yeah,
I used to wear like 7 or 8 of those at one time.
Yeah. You know what I used to wear?
I'm a fucking clown, dude.
My high school girlfriend had this, like, it was like a necklace that was made from a bicycle chain.
Oh, yeah.
And when we started dating, she would let me wear that, and I wore that like a bicycle chain. So don't feel too bad, because I definitely rocked some whack shit.
I had an Go ahead.
I used to wear like the blown out jeans that were too big, like the legs were humongous, and then I'd wear like a tiny t-shirt. So like super tight t-shirt, but like big old blown out baggy pants.
Oh man,
I looked ridiculous.
Yeah, no, that I had an ex who did that with what was it? We had just watched like Sid and Nancy together, and she thought it was a good idea to like get me a necklace that like fucking was an actual padlock. And I was like, that's cool and all, but like, we're 15. Can I have a key to it? And she's like, no. And I'm like, no, fuck you. Hell no. It's like, what if I'm in danger and I'm stuck on something?
Yeah,
I need to have that. I need to have that shit in my pocket. Like,
I'm not trying to carry around fucking bolt cutters.
Yeah, like I get it's romantic or whatever in some weird way, but also like, nah, dude. Like, I'm trying to be practical. I got like.
Yeah.
When I used to wear like those trip pants with the fucking unnecessary zippers and suspenders that are attached at the knees that don't actually work. I had to jump a fence running from some people once, and I got hung up on the fence, and my pants ripped in fucking half because those things were made out of like the worst material. And I was like, I'm never wearing trip pants ever again after that.
That's incredible.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh man.
Yeah. That was back when you got beaten up for being a weirdo. Which I'm very pumped that kids don't get bullied for wanting to just dress different. It's awesome. We crawled so you could walk, but it's still excuse.
That's right.
Yeah. I do have some pictures of this kind of stuff, and I'll send it to you.
All right, I'm gonna put it on here. For the YouTube viewers.
No, I'm. In that case, I'll show you in person. Fuck that. My street punk phase was fucking terrible.
You don't want to show off your cool looks?
No, not at all. Although I did. Again, that was another short phased one because it was like a year of new metal phase, a half a year of like dressing really the part, then getting into street punk, then looking that way for a while, and then I was just oh, I could be comfortable and wear a t-shirt and fucking jeans and like aggressive music. I'll do that instead.
Yeah.
And now I'm a 34-year-old hype beast who buys clothes that are uncomfortable all over again.
It's all good.
I'm just always cold. Because I won't wear a real jacket.
See, that's the thing, man. Ashley got me a jacket for Christmas, and it's my favorite. It's my favorite jacket I've ever owned in my life.
Yeah.
So now I have a real jacket. So things are sweet.
My way of skirting around.
But now it's not fucking cold out anymore, and we're already in spring already.
Yeah.
Like
my way of skirting around getting a real jacket was being able to wear hoodies with print going down the side. Because I was like, I still want to wear hoodies year round, or in the winter. So I got a Carhartt like vest. Oh, nice. Yeah, because I don't know how to use a drill, so I might as well buy Carhartt shit. I mean, they're warm. I don't care. But it was like, this is my workaround from getting a real jacket and still looking like a dipshit. So let me get a fucking Carhartt vest to keep me warm in the winter.
Hey, Stinky. Come here. Careful.
But
can you see her?
No. Oh, hey, baby.
Can you say hi?
Snort, snort.
Okay, baby.
Hey, Shirley.
I unplugged my computer.
You unplugged your pooter.
Computer. God damn it.
God dang it.
Anyway. Let's see.
But yeah, enough of, rambling,
around.
waxing poetic about terrible fashion choices from when we were younger.
We really only touched base with you. I mean, I mentioned my big pant, tiny shirt phase.
Yeah. And your bike chain thing.
Yeah. That was all at the same time.
There was also, no real, big fashion trend when you were, coming up, I think.
Yeah, not really.
Unless you were, super into, scene shit at that time.
Everybody was wearing, super tight T-shirts. So that's kind of where the tight T-shirt thing came from with me. But everybody was pairing it with skinny jeans, and I was not ready for the skinny jean yet when I was in high school.
Which, I think it's hilarious how Gen Zers have been like, yo, millennials, fucking stop with the skinny jeans. Because they are right, in a way.
I mean, I wear slim jeans because, I don't want my pants to be too baggy.
No, so before that, I got rid of a lot of my skinny jeans just because they don't fit my thighs anymore, and it fucking hurts to sit down in sometimes. And
True.
That's when I found out about athletic cut jeans, and I'm like, yo, athletic cut is where it's at, because it's still kind of slim fitting, and I don't look like I'm in Limp Bizkit, but I have I have pants that actually fit me and make me look like I know what the hell I'm doing. I don't look like a goober.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
But yeah. So the skinny jean phase started in college for me. But like you said, enough about our fashion.
Yeah, right. So this podcast is now a fashionista podcast, where we sit and talk about $400 Supreme T-shirts and other nonsense. But
every time I see somebody with a Supreme sticker on their car, I'm like, oh shit, Supreme made a Honda Civic.
Oh shit!
Every time, and in my area, there's Supreme stickers on every car.
Oh yeah.
So I say it all the time, and it drives Ashley fucking insane because I'm just like, oh shit.
Do they give the Supreme stickers away for free, or are they still nah, fool, you still pay money for?
I guarantee they sell them $10 a piece.
That's fucking wild. You would think after charging someone $400 for a T-shirt, you would fucking give them a free sticker.
I mean, they might. I've never bought from Supreme.
Neither
because
have I.
all their stuff's overpriced, dude.
I remember I got a Supreme shirt from, I think, Zoomies around the time they first started coming around, and it was a joke because they were check out this $25 shirt with the simplest fucking design on it. I mean, I had one of those, and then I think I got food on it somehow. I don't remember how. But it got stained and they threw it away.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And then they got fucking $120 T-shirts. A $300 sled.
Yo, they sell sleds?
I don't want to talk about fucking Supreme. I hate Supreme.
Okay. We could do it a reaction video of us just going through their catalog of obscene shit. Not for the podcast, but a special video for you for the YouTube channel.
Make a special 10-minute episode where we just scroll through the Supreme site
and just fry them. You're I have no clout whatsoever to be able to sit here and judge you, but fuck you, I'm doing it.
yeah, exactly.
Oh man.
So
let's get on to the stuff that this podcast is about, because.
Well, I think maybe we should start with the New Gods Hate record.
Since that's something we both...
So, for people listening at home, Jordo has not done any homework this week and hasn't watched anything.
Nope.
I want to talk about Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I want to talk about Zack Snyder's Justice League. I watched a bunch of other stuff.
You can talk about Justice League because I am not gonna sit through 4 hours of that movie anytime soon.
Dude, you need to. Anyway.
No, I don't. Anyway.
Time out. God's Hate.
Yes. There is
the record God's Hate by the band God's Hate with the song
single,
God's Hate on it.
Number 1 in violence on the Billboard Top 100. That meme cracked me up so much.
Me too.
But also,
because like it had like the real chartings, and then they added the number violence. 1 in violence.
I mean, to be fair, it's the most violent release of the year so far. Like,
yeah, 100%.
I don't even want to try to make angry music anymore after that, because that's like the apex. Like, that's the peak. Like, how do you make an angrier, a more violent, angry record than that? I don't know. It's so good front to back. Like, there's not a bad song on the whole fucking album.
It's true. Like, I'm trying to find. Jeremy tweeted years ago something. It was like God's goddamn fucking hate.
Yeah. No, dude. Like the first time I saw that band, I think was at like it was either at United Blood or it was at United Blood. I saw them at UB, and I was just like, yo, this band's hard. And then someone nudged me and was like, oh yeah, you know their singer's a pro wrestler too, right? And I was like, no way. And then later in the day, it was second day, Blind Justice was playing that wild fucking like beach party set that they had.
Yeah.
And I saw Brody like fucking body slam a kid through a fucking table, and I was like, yo, all right, I'm sold. Like,
I went to eat during that Blind Justice set.
You were dumb. That set was so goddamn fun. Like,
that band's boring.
Okay, we differ on that opinion. I had a lot of fun with their first record. Their second record was okay too. The first one was a banger, but that set was so fucking fun. Like, I don't know. The vibe.
I mean, that's fine. I'm not gonna shit talk. I think they're boring. Like, I left the building for them.
Well, it had like an early 2000s Jersey hardcore vibe for me, and I was like, yo, I don't know what the fuck these kids got hip to, but this was really fun. They brought like fucking water noodles, and people were crowd killing with water noodles.
Yeah.
Some guy got into the box of water noodles and was just like sprinting full speed through the whole club. Like, you couldn't see what the fuck was going on. Someone threw a fan. There was that dude in the fucking dinosaur costume who kept stage diving and hurting himself. I don't know. It was a good time, and it was like the most standout set of the whole fucking weekend.
I don't remember who played that year.
I think Down to Nothing.
I don't remember what year that was.
18 or 17?
Or was it 15?
No, I don't think it was 15.
That was the first time I saw God's Hate.
I mean, God's Hate's played it a couple times.
Hold on. Also, how did we get fucking talking about the goddamn
Blind Justice?
Yeah, God's Hate didn't play 2015.
Okay. Well, whenever they did. But no, yeah. We got on them because we were talking about seeing them at United Blood, and I was talking about how, like, I saw Brody power slam a guy through something during that Blind Justice set. But no, that, like...
It was 16. You're right.
Okay, cool. So, like, that was my first experience with them, and then I got Mass Murder, and that album was fucking hard. And then
it's perfectly written.
Both records are perfect. It's like, I don't know how this, like, I know they don't put out a lot, but I don't know how it's like, it's just consistently good fucking jams, and it's just hard and heavy and mean. Like,
yeah, that first EP was like
Divine Injustice.
Yeah, Divine Injustice was ridiculous. Woo! Like, it was like the most aggressive band I had ever heard musically, and like the vocals kind of took me a minute to get, because he was kind of doing like a singy 100 Demons type thing on that first record, and I don't know what it was about it, but it was kind of hard for me to get into.
A lot of people say that the vocals are the hardest part for them to get into, but I'm always of the mind of it stands out a lot.
It stands out, and it definitely grew on me.
Yeah,
and I love his voice now.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, Mass Murder is like a perfectly written record.
Yep.
and then they go into hibernation for 5 years, or I guess like 3 or 4, and then they start writing this record, and holy fuck, dude! Like,
Yeah.
this is like, I think you've already said it. It's like the most aggressive. It's one of the most aggressive releases I've ever heard in my life. Just
Yeah.
the sheer ferocity of the music. I'm like, what the like that's how you kind of have to react. It's like, what the fuck, like.
Yeah.
And I've heard Colin, like, in interviews. I've listened to a lot of God's Hate interviews this week.
Nice.
And he was just like, he was talking about how he doesn't like when he's listening to a band and he can hear when they held back. So he was like, we didn't do that this time, and you can fucking hear it. There's no holding back on this shit. Like,
They were like, all right, cool. We're gonna, like, this riff's hard. Now it's gonna get harder, and it's gonna make you fuck. Like, do you know how devastating it's gonna be the first time they play those songs in front of a crowd?
Oh God! I mean, I'm
already prepped and primed to go fucking ham for the first hardcore show I can go to.
Sure. I think so. Last time I saw In Cold Blood, I drank pre-workout beforehand, and I had a baller of a time. And I think that
the Winnie the Pooh ass.
What?
You said I had a bother of a time, and I was like, oh bother, this Winnie the Pooh ass over here.
Did I say bother? I thought I said something else.
No, you said I had a bother of a time.
Well, I don't know. That doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't. That's why it threw me off. Anyway, go ahead.
We'll listen back to the tape. I think I said something else, but I can't remember what I said because I have ADD. Anyway, but I'm saying the next time I see God's Hate is going to be one of those times where I drink pre-workout.
Yeah. Fucking.
I'm gonna.
Well, like yeah, go ahead.
So Brody posted like a preview of like a wrestling thing like a couple months ago, and number one, the first song on the record was what played on it.
Yeah,
and like the solo break in Be Harder is the same riff.
Yep.
So when they released Be Harder, I was like, oh, they added a solo, and I was kind of like, I don't want to say I was bummed because I love the song Be Harder, but I was like, oh, I really liked this part. And they kind of changed it for the song, they changed it for the promo from how it is in the song. And then I listened to the first track, and I was like,
oh yeah, it's a little different.
I was like, yay!
Yeah, no, like every song, like, because I sat down the morning it came out, I just sat down and listened to it, and was like, because I've been looking forward to it like for a fucking hot minute, and I remember talking to Brody at a Ring of Honor pay-per-view I went to, and I was like, yo, because, I mean, I like bullshitting with him about wrestling when I get a chance to see him. But I was like, hey, so what's going on with God's Hate? Are you guys, like, not able to do stuff? Because his touring schedule is insane. Like, he was, at the time, in Japan and California and New York, all over the place. And he was like, nah, man, we're working on stuff. Like, we'll have some shit out soon. And then I was like, oh, bet. And then 2 years go by, and the heaviest record of the last 20 years comes out.
Yeah, right? Holy fuck.
Dude, it fucking reminds me of, like, the first time I heard, like, two bands, right? So, the first time I heard Cro-Mags and the ferocity of that band, I was like, ooh, like, that's an angry fucking band. I want more of this, which is what led me into hardcore. Then I heard 100 Demons, and I was like, ooh, that's a band that's really fucking mean and does not let up.
Yeah.
And this God's Hate record is like that to me now, where I'm like, whoa, like, where do you go from there?
I have a similar opinion. So, I've told you, I got into Hatebreed. I'm just dating myself. I got into Hatebreed with Supremacy because that's, I was young and they were touring off of that a lot, and I live right next to where Jax used to be, and they came through all the time. So I saw them like maybe 8 times.
Yeah.
When I was in high school alone, I've seen them so many times. So,
which shows the difference in our age because I was able to pre-order Perseverance.
So I got started with Supremacy, which is not a great record
No.
by any means.
Nope.
But I've told you, there's still a soft spot for me because of how it got me into them.
Yeah.
The first time I finally went back and listened to Satisfaction is the Death of Desire, beginning to end,
It's hard as fuck.
like, that was like a surreal moment where I was like, holy shit, this band used to be so good.
Yeah.
And like, I think that this God's Hate record gave me a similar visceral feeling just listening to it beginning. Because like you, like as soon as I woke up, I put it on my phone and I listened to it on the speaker on my phone,
Yeah.
beginning to end that morning. Mm-hmm. And you can ask Ashley because she was with me when I listened to it and she was not happy.
Oh, it's totally different experience from when Beth heard me listen to it. She was like, "Who's that?" And I was like, "God's Hate," because she's more of a fan of heavier hardcore and doom.
Well, that's cool. That's good.
Like what was it? Like she was really pumped when I took her to go see Harm's Way because that's the kind of hardcore she likes. She likes the fucking ass beater shit.
Oh yeah. Well, that's the good shit. I'm sorry. I don't mean to disparage Ashley, but like, it's just hardcore is not her thing.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
like,
and hardcore generally isn't Beth's thing, but like, you know, she does enjoy it from time to time. Like,
yeah. And I've also listened to it every day for the last week or so since it's come out.
It's been in my workout mix, and I've listened to it on my way to wrestling practice, so I can like get hype for when I get there.
Yeah, dude. So I'm like beating this record to death. I'm listening to it so much, but I like it so much. It's so good. Like, I mean, what is there to say? It's like the perfect blend of the Hatebreed sound, the Marauder sound, and then the Troy bands. You ever listen to Dying Breed?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, and Stigmata. It's like it's just a perfect blend of. It's a perfect blend of all these bands, but it's also its own thing.
Exactly. And like I don't know if it's because like that camp of dudes, like, you know, the Young Brothers, like what, they have 6 bands that they've been in over the last like couple years, because there's Nails, Misery,
Misery. They're not in Misery.
I thought one of the Youngs was in Misery.
No.
Okay, sorry.
So, Nails. There's the Midnight Suns.
Yeah, Nails, Midnight Suns.
Eyes of the Lord, Twitching Tongues,
Nudie Mag.
Yeah. Disgrace. I think Taylor was in Harness too.
Okay. It's
that's
regardless. It's they're in a thick amount of bands, so you would think that like at a certain point.
Oh, and they're both in Like It or Not.
Oh yeah, there you go. So like you would think with that much output that you would kind of get like, you know, you'd get thin on your riffs. But like
you'd think there'd be some. Well, but I mean, you got to think about it. Colin is the one that's writing God's Hate, and he doesn't write guitar for anything else besides Switching Tongues.
Yeah, and like, you know, I remember someone giving me shit for writing for both those bands so hard because he's like, they just sound the same with different singers, and I'm like, nah, like they do have their own like distinct difference to them. Like, I feel like Twitching Tongues has always had like a spookier vibe to the songs that are written that are also heavy, while like God's Hate is just like, I'm gonna strangle you to death with this fucking riff and beat you in front of your parents. Like,
yeah, exactly.
It's so much more visceral. And then like the lyrics of everything is like, it's you know, a half hour of Brody just talking about killing people, and it's fucking like, it's the kind of goofy I like, where I'm like, okay, well, like, I believe you can, so I will listen to this. It's like when I listen to fucking, like, what was it? Like when I listen to 3 6 Mafia, I totally believe those guys could beat the dog shit out of somebody when I listen to their lyrics. I'm like, I believe you.
That's a big thing. Like, there's a lot of bands that sing about like beating ass and like, you know, sticking people up or like killing people, or like there's all those bands, and then like you see the band and you're like,
you? All right.
No, you're not.
No, you're not.
You're not gonna hurt me.
No.
I've got like so many bands that I could list right now. I'm not going to.
No, I'm not. I'm not either. But they all know how much they weigh.
Yeah,
And,
exactly.
Like and again, if I'm
What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna clown more bands that put up a big front. Where
We
it's
don't
like,
need to.
No, we don't need to. But like, talk about what you're gonna be about in your songs,
Yeah.
and like,
Yeah.
you know, and that's the thing. Brody being a pro wrestler, that album just sounds like a long promo of him talking about beating the shit out of somebody. And
Yeah.
again, see his body at work, he can beat the shit out of somebody. So it's it's real to me, damn it. It's a pro wrestling joke, so someone will get it.
That's fine.
Yeah. It went over your head. It's
So-
okay. But yeah,
okay.
album's fucking perfect. It's so far my favorite release of the year, next to that Skin Ticket
too.
EP that came out.
Oh,
And
that's a full record, I think, isn't it?
I thought it was an
The
EP.
Skin
It
Ticket
was
one?
like 4 songs.
And
maybe
Ticket.
longer.
Sorry, I got Apple Music pulled up on my computer. So
Yeah.
Homicidal Ideations that's a full length, baby.
Oh wow. Okay. Well, I am.
So
confused.
they put an EP out in 2019 called Pure Fucking Chaos,
Mhm.
and then this is their new record, and it's great. They also their guitar player has a pedal called the PFC,
Okay.
Pure Fucking Chaos.
Ah,
Jeremy bought it, and it's very cool.
nice. Yeah, I honestly between this, I can't think of any other release coming out this year that's been announced that I'm as excited about as
mean-
that God's Hate one. Like maybe
Yeah.
the amount of excitement I had going into it, because like I had been really looking forward to more God's Hate material since it had been 5 fucking years.
Oh yeah.
But like,
I mean, like you hear Mass Murder, and you're like, oh, they're gonna follow this up with a banger. Like
You
I
can't-
cannot wait.
yeah, you can't regress from that. You got to just get meaner.
And like it's exciting to hear the follow up stand up and be like, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
You know?
And I love the mix of I like how they mixed in some of Colin's singing shit.
Dude, I love that.
Now
Like,
all I want is a God's Hate fucking Twitching Tongues matchup band where it's just them as 2 singers just going ham.
so I think that Colin did more than I've noticed, more vocals than I've noticed, because I've heard him talk about it, and he's like, they have like a trade off thing, like a blood for blood biohazard trade off.
Yeah.
So he does do a lot more on this record than he has before, and it's sick.
Yeah.
But I think I've missed like as much as he's done. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
he's done more than I noticed. So I'm excited. I haven't listened to it since I've like heard him say that. So I'm excited to sit down because my LP came. So
Yeah, mine came too. I'm trying to figure
So
out
I
a good
can't-
time to sit and listen to it.
So I think I'm probably gonna do it after we finish talking.
Tight.
But like just to sit down and listen to it, like and take and appreciate it because I got a real nice record set up.
Same.
So I'm really pumped for that. But yeah, man, a fucking beater of a record. It definitely doesn't feel like it's almost 40 minutes long.
No.
Like, because when I listen to it, like I'll get to the Valley Beyond, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm already through all those songs.
Valley
Yeah.
Beyond was hard as fuck too.
Yeah, but I'm saying like the record just flies by because you're enjoying
yeah.
it so much.
Yeah, exactly. Because my drive to wrestling school is about like an hour. So if I put it
Yeah.
on start to finish, I'm there and I'm already like in the mindset and I've already taken my pre-workout. So time to
Yeah.
go fucking flip, fall, and beat ass.
Hell yeah,
Yeah, right.
you're doing the Lord's work, Jordo.
I'm trying to make him disappointed in me.
Hail Pacino.
Hail Pacino. Hooah!
Hooah!
That's so.
Ugh.
So that was our tirade on the best release of the year, and good luck any other band trying to do more than that, because
Yeah, right. Goddamn.
it's the pinnacle. It's done deal. Everyone pack it up. No one's gonna write a harder record except God's Hate.
Yeah, that's right. home.
Go home, everybody. You're done. We're all done here. We can't play anywhere anyway, so just pack it up.
So while we were talking about God's Hate, I just noticed No Echo did an interview with Harley Flanagan.
Oh yeah,
So,
how did that go?
yeah. I don't know. We're gonna find out.
Oh, man.
I won't talk. I won't talk about it right now, but I'll
Yeah.
send you the link, and I'm gonna read it independently.
Yeah. I wonder if that's what because I said something on my Facebook about me being surprised that out of all the 80s hardcore and punk singers, Jello Biafra has aged into the most rational one. And
Yeah.
cuz like he has a very eccentric personality. You would think he would kind of fall into the he'd fall into the trap of like being an anti-vaxxer or getting wrapped up in some crazy conspiracy theories. But, also he's very based in reality with a lot of stuff too, as eccentric as he is. And then one of my buddies commented saying like, oh, well, because I didn't name any singers by name. I was just like, because it's kind of a general thing. Oh, a lot of hardcore singers from the 80s that are kind of going off their fucking rockers right now, and it's kind of disappointing. Yeah. But there was it was one of my friends who was like, yo, Harley's like talking about so and so, or like he has better points than you can really imagine. And I was like, I don't know about that. But I wonder if he thought I was talking about whatever this No Echo article is, because I didn't even know that was a thing.
It just came out, so maybe not.
Oh, maybe not. I don't know.
Today is the 23rd. Yeah, okay. It went up today.
Oh, okay, good.
Well, I'll link you.
Yeah, send me the link. I'll read it.
I'll read it too. I love to fucking piss myself off.
I just wonder, like, before social media, what these guys did.
They left.
Like,
it's like what we talked about at your birthday outdoor gathering.
Yeah.
I added that in case people judged us.
Yeah.
We
all spit in each other's mouths because we don't think masks work.
Exactly. No, but
no, just kidding.
It's we talked about it. What they did was they used to leave each other angry voicemails.
Oh, that's right. That
is like the funniest thing that I could ever dream up in my mind, is to just leave a guy a threatening voicemail. Like, hey, you clown, your band sucks and is soft, and I'm going to beat you up when I see you next. Click. Like, like, what is that accomplishing, dude?
Generationally, I guess that's, like, really threatening, but, like... Because, I mean, I would get prank calls sometimes from people I pissed off.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. But, like...
I never did it. I never was like, hey, I'm going to beat your ass. You know? Like...
No, it's just weird.
It's not going to accomplish anything, dude.
Yeah. It's just annoying.
It is. And like if you like you used to be able to like offload those messages, and then people were putting them on their records.
Yeah.
Like
the one on Integrity is hilarious.
Yeah, you just get fucking clowned afterwards if you do that. Like you're just like, it's like they must have been gluttons for punishment. I don't know, man.
I don't know.
It makes it really hard to enjoy these bands who musically I love them so much, you know? Like,
tell that to the guy with the Cro-Mags tattoos.
I mean,
I got a couple. It's kind of whatever. I don't feel too
I have
bad
several.
about it.
I have a few planned. Like, I'm still gonna do it. Like JJ and Harley both equally. And if they ever listen to this, which I don't think they will, but if they ever listen to this, look, man, you guys did great in the '80s and even in the early '90s. But somewhere around there, I'm off. I fell off. I'm not on board.
Like they have both been exceptionally nice to me every time I've interacted with them in person. Fundamentally, I disagree with a lot of what they say.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, that's fine. And you know what? That's what I should have said.
I'm Captain Neutral when it comes to certain things.
And I'm Captain has a harsh opinion on everything.
I have a harsh opinion too, but like I think I would rather have a harsh opinion when I'm giving someone the opportunity to say something back to me. It's like when when I joan on you, you're able to sit here and defend yourself. Where it's like if I was talking with someone that I fundamentally disagree with, I wouldn't like just sit down and be like, "Well, here's all my reasons why I don't agree with you," and not have like they have no platform in order to come back at me. Although I will say it was real hilarious watching Jack fight with JJ on Instagram. That
was good.
That shit.
Well, anyway, moving on.
Also, Marty getting vaccinated wearing a Cro-Mag shirt cracked me up.
Yeah, that was good.
I think he tagged John Joseph, too.
I think he did, too.
What a fucking gem. I love Marty.
He's great.
Yeah, great dude. But yeah, so that's enough of all that. Music half. I think this is the most music-heavy podcast we've talked about.
Well, we always like do it at the end, if we do it at all.
Usually. And the second half of this is going to be very one-sided because it's going to be you talking about a 4-hour movie, and I'm just going to be sitting back going, you don't say. Oh, yeah. Oh, cool. But that's my fault, because out of all the DC movies, I only care about one character, and that's Batman, so...
So I've been watching decent amount of stuff lately.
Mm-hmm.
I finally sat down and watched Apocalypse Now. Have you ever seen that?
Nope.
Well, it was very oppressive. It was good, and it's
You
a
say
really well-made movie.
Impressive or oppressive?
Oppressive.
Oppressive, okay. That's what
There's
I
a
thought you
lot-
said. That's why I was just double-checking.
Yeah. It's very oppressive. It's good. I don't take the oppressive statement as I didn't like it.
Mm-hmm.
It was good. It's just very long and kind of hard to get through.
Okay,
Especially since everything else I've been watching lately has been like feel good
true.
and like comic book movies and like Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Which I'm going to watch once we're done with this.
Of course, you're going to do it after we talk about it.
Well, I didn't have time to watch it on Friday, or I worked all day Sunday, and Saturday I just wanted to veg out, so.
That's fine.
Next week, I will be more prepared and watch more of the homework shows, but I did watch TV and watched other stuff, but I watched trash.
You want to talk about the trash you watched?
Sure. So I watched. I binge watched an entire season of My Big Fat Gypsy Wedding on TLC. Fuck, man. What
That's,
a wild ass fake fucking show. That show is faker than a fucking football bat, dude. It is the worst fucking shit. But I could not turn away. That's what's so frustrating. There's all these good movies and TV shows and all this stuff that I should be like watching and paying attention to.
Yeah.
But I hate watching trash. I don't know why.
So they talk about that on Euphoria.
Yeah.
Where she's like, if I had the girl's talking about how she needs to pay attention to things, she doesn't like to watch it, but she can watch 20 hours of shitty.
Yeah.
She was watching Love Island.
Oh yeah, that show's trash but fun. It's so fun.
Yeah, exactly. It passes by, and it's a fun way to kill the time because there's you feel all the emotion, you feel all the drama. There's comedy, there's urgency, there's all that shit.
Well, because it's so easy to just turn your brain off, and every episode is a new group of people, so you don't really have to pay that close attention to what's going on. But it's none of it's real. The majority of reality TV is all overproduced and fake anyway. So it's funny to me. Have you ever watched the show Extreme Cheapskates?
No, I've not.
It's another TLC show. I watch so much TLC trash. It's insane. But Extreme Cheapskates is another show that I watch on there where it's basically these people supposedly have all these workarounds and ways of being irresponsibly frugal, but it's to the detriment of their loved ones. So it's kind of an intervention show, but not really. It's just exposing whatever. These people don't make any money for being on the show, and it's just like TLC going, hey, you're really fucking weird, so we're gonna put you on television. Like, I don't know who the fuck signs up for this kind of shit, but that's the part that like fascinates me. And even if it's like overblown or fake or overproduced or whatever, it's like these are normal humans who just decided, hey, I want to go on this TV show and look like a complete ass, so I'm gonna watch it. But yeah, no, the my big fat gypsy wedding show was just fucking weird. There was like, it basically just follows people who are gonna get married. Sometimes it's like a totally reasonable one. Sometimes it's like, there was one that was a little weird from like Pennsylvania. I think it was like in the Lancaster area, but it was like this 26-year-old marrying a 16-year-old, which apparently is okay over there, but it still doesn't, I don't know, mentally and ethically, it's still fucking weird to me. Which it should be to most people. But
yeah, absolutely.
What cracked me up about this episode is that like the family is like completely over the top, like early 2000s bejeweled, fucking type of family, right? They all got like chains, or they got like fucking not chains. They got like crazy like earrings and jewelry. They think jewelry is what makes you fucking look important in life or whatever. I don't know. It's very bizarre. But the daughter's a metalhead, the 16-year-old, and just watching like her try to have like the most goth wedding possible, for some reason, just wrapped me into the show, and I'm like, all right, I'm on board. I'm here. I'm gonna watch this, and then 3 hours go by, and I've watched 6 episodes. And
yeah, it's an easy way to pass the time.
It is an easy way to pass the time, and I could have done it more productively. I could have been working on something else, or I could have been watching something that's like actually interesting. But
man, you work all the time. You hardly take breaks. You deserve a little break.
Yeah. But so that was the dumb shit I watched. I did get that Stop or My Mom Will Shoot movie on VHS. I was gonna watch it yesterday while I was working out, but like I was too focused on working out to really pay attention to it.
Yeah.
So, but it was fine. I definitely had parts where I cracked up. Sylvester Stallone in like a 90s action movie, which I'm, like I said before in another episode, I'm trying to collect as many ludicrous 90s movies as possible. Just because it's a genre that has no bounds to how fucking wild or goofy it can fucking be.
It's true.
True. But enough about the garbage I watched. You can talk about the stuff you watched that I'll never see. So
sure. So Apocalypse Now.
Yeah.
I want to get this straight. It's oppressive, but it's a very well made and good movie. Francis Ford Coppola is a great filmmaker, and the actors in the movie are wonderful. Don't know if I ever need to see it again. Like, it was just like the whole movie is just you just feel dread, like the whole time, like. Because, like, whatever you're watching, you're like, there's no, like, good way this could end. Like,
yeah.
So,
I don't like movies like that, honestly.
Yeah, I'm not like, crazy about it. So, that's why I'm saying I don't think I ever need to watch it again. Yeah. But it kept my attention better than Tenet did. I mean, like, I still haven't finished it, so I shouldn't be judgy.
I haven't even watched Tenet.
So, I started it.
Yeah.
After I bought the Blu-ray, because I bought this fucking movie, and I started it, and I got 45 minutes into Tenet, and I was just like, I'm not paying attention to this shit. I should turn it off and like try again later, you know?
Yeah.
But so Apocalypse Now kept my attention better than that. There's a lot of awesome lines in it. Like the dialogue is really good. Some of it's kind of it's a sign of the time because it takes place during the Vietnam War. So there's plenty of fun, racist quips about Vietnamese people.
Yeah.
But like I said, none of the times we were at war, and I'm sorry, take that back. We were not at war. The U.S. was at war with Vietnam.
Yeah. So it's like trying to go back and watch Blazing Saddles.
Exactly.
It's a sign of the time, but it can't be made today.
So it was good.
Seth
It's a good
MacFarlane
movie.
tried to though.
He did.
Yeah, and it fell on his face.
Yes, he did. So Apocalypse Now, good movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely like one of those movies that I think that people should watch.
Okay.
It's just hard to watch.
Yeah. I don't know. I've always been under the impression that movie is just like a slog of like set pieces and slow build.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, yeah.
Which,
Wouldn't hold my attention.
yeah, exactly.
Something.
There's a lot of little things in it, and like the characters are good.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a lot of people that like you're like, oh, dude, I love that guy. Like Robert Duvall's in it. Fucking Dennis Hopper's in it.
Oh, the hop.
Michael, yeah, the Hop's in it. He's great. Lawrence Fishburne's in it.
Oh, the.
It was
fishing?
one of his
Fuck
it was one of his earlier roles.
Cool.
Did I say Robert? I said Robert Duvall.
Mm-hmm.
He's in it. Harrison Ford's in it for like 10 minutes.
Oh, weird. Okay.
Michael Sheen looking exactly like Emilio Estevez, like his son. Like they look like when it started. I was like, when was this movie made? Because I'm like, is it Emilio Estevez or is it Michael Sheen or Martin Sheen, whatever the fuck his name is?
Dude, did you see that picture that was floating around where like Emilio Estevez met up with the cast from Mighty Ducks, and it was one of those like, "Do you feel old yet?" thing.
Yeah, because they're rebooting it.
So
like they're doing a series on Disney Plus.
Sweet. That picture made me sad for two reasons. One, not because I'm old, but I was really bummed that Goldberg was not in the shot.
Yeah,
That's a bummer because I feel really bad for the trajectory that dude's gone down. And
he got clean like 2 years ago.
yeah, but he's still not really fucking all there, and it sucks. You know, I hate seeing that shit happen to child actors. But so that was kind of sad. And then all those kids are about my age, and they all look rough. Like when I saw them all, I was like, God damn! Like I thought they were all like in their 40s or 50s from the fucking image. And I'm like, just
Oh, that's sad. I just looked up the actor that plays Goldberg.
yeah.
Sean Weiss, and like one of the first things that comes up is his net worth, and it said $500, and that made me feel really bad.
Yeah, no, it's bad, dude. Like the guy's fucking ruined. I just hope he has like him being excluded from that is like a fucking bummer.
It is.
And I'm sure that's not doing anything for his mental health either.
As of September 10th, 2020, Sean had been sober for 230 days. So that's good.
Had been or has still been?
It says had been. This is Wikipedia, so
Okay.
take it with a grain.
Because I'm always worried
salt.
when I see had been, because that's like,
Yeah,
oh, well, he.
I think he's still. Anyway, back to Apocalypse Now.
Yeah,
God,
yeah.
we go on tirades.
We do.
So I don't remember why, but I thought that Apocalypse Now was made in the 90s. For whatever reason. I don't know why. I said I don't know why.
I mean,
all
I know
right?
the 90s was like 100 years ago, but it doesn't mean it's that old.
But what I'm explaining is that's why I was like, is it Emilio Estevez or is it Martin Sheen?
Okay.
So then I looked it up. I was like, oh, this came out in 79.
Yeah.
It's Martin Sheen. And goddamn, they look like young Martin. I mean, first of all, Martin Sheen aged like shit. he looks terrible now.
Yeah.
He just I don't know how to describe it. Anyway, so he looks terrible now,
Yeah.
and Emilio's aged very nicely. So, like, I don't know what happened with Martin, and like, I mean, but I guess he's way older than I don't know. I don't fucking know, but
I don't know.
so that threw me through the ringer because I was like, oh damn, this movie was made in the 70s. Holy shit!
You know, that may have been because it got parodied a lot in the 90s. Like a lot of TV shows and movies like parodied it in the 90s. So that might be why you thought that.
Maybe.
Or it's the Mandela effect. Maybe it did come out in the 90s for you.
and then the recut that Francis did, or Coppola, I should say Coppola because out of respect. Excuse me.
Sure.
The recut that he made came out in 2001, so maybe that's why.
Okay.
I don't know, but I don't know if I want to watch the recut because that's like 4 hours long, and like
see you. Unless you're really excited about something, anything over 2 hours isn't fucking fun.
Well, I'm saying, dude, the original was so much dread and just, so I don't know if I can sit through 4 hours of that shit.
Yeah.
Like, there's a bit of it in Zack Snyder's Justice League, but it's not all dread the whole time. Real hopeful.
Which segue, you can talk about that.
Everyone, homies, my people, Zack Snyder's Justice League is, I think, my favorite comic book movie ever made. I have watched it. I have watched it 4 times. And I plan on watching it more times. I started it before you got on the fucking call. I was like, I'm going to just put this back on.
That's 16 hours.
Don't judge me.
You've watched
All right?
almost a day's worth of Batman and Superman doing hijinks.
Yes, I have.
Wow.
That movie, man.
Okay.
Dude, it had everything I wanted.
Okay.
Everything before... Okay, first let's just get this out of the way. The theatrical cut is a pile of dog shit. Did you see that?
No.
It's bad. It's like...
DC movies generally disappoint me, so I don't waste my time on them.
Well,
unless it's a Batman movie. If it's strictly Batman, I'll watch it. But Superman has always been unappealing to me in every aspect. Sure. But
well, and the way Zack Snyder wrote Superman, he's not that appealing of a character. So I understand why people don't like it. Yeah. I like it. I liked Man of Steel. I like Batman versus Superman, and I love Zack Snyder's Justice League. My God, man. Okay, so I wait in anxious anticipation for the theatrical cut. I'm like, me and Jeremy saw it opening night, and because we've talked about this. I'm a DC head. Like I like Marvel. I like their movies. I'll read their comics, but when it comes to the fucking nitty gritty, DC holds my favorite characters. It is what got me into comic books. DC is my. That's my grouping of characters and stories. I love DC.
Yeah.
So
outside of
BBS,
Batman, that's really it for me in DC.
Sure.
Yeah.
Batman versus Superman opened to a very lukewarm response. People didn't like it. Comic book fans liked it, but everybody else didn't.
Yeah.
Because they weren't used to the old and jaded old and jaded Batman.
Yeah.
Because when we meet this Ben Affleck's Batman, who is my favorite Batman,
we're all used to him being a young, plucky, full of spunk kind of guy.
Exactly, but
this
is this is after 20 years of fighting crime in Gotham.
Yeah,
and he's not succeeded. So it's obviously he's going to be a little tired, and I just like that take on it. Anyway, so. You find out Zack Snyder's walking away because of his daughter killed herself. So he walks away from the movie.
Yeah.
They bring in Joss Whedon. And it's all right, they're going to try to Marvel up this movie. We'll see how it goes. So I'm still excited. I still have hope because, I am that way. So I'm still looking forward to it. I'm still and then we see it in theaters and there's no exposition. There's no establishing shots. We don't know. You don't know what's going on in this fucking movie, and there's all these little jokes that were added in, and a whole plot line about a Russian family that is in the area that fucking Steppenwolf is holding up, making his compound or his his home base or whatever.
Awful name for a villain, by the way.
Steppenwolf?
Awful name for
Come
a
on,
villain.
man.
Awful name.
You're really gonna shit talk Jack Kirby?
Awful name.
Well, just Jack Kirby was not known for how good of his writing was. He was more known for his drawing. So anyway, I'll give you that. It's not the best, but anyway,
I'm not trying to talk shit on the man. He's created some of my favorite things in nerdy media, but. DC is known for having some of the worst villain names, period.
Anyway, so and then, like so we get this like fucking Russian family storyline in this movie, and I'm like, what the fuck is this movie? You know, like the only good thing was like there was like the like because people don't like the dark and like brooding Superman.
Yeah.
At the end of the Joss cut, Superman was hopeful and like happy, and that was cool. It was like, okay, so we got hopeful Superman. That's good. And then you watch the Snyder cut, Zack Snyder's Justice League. You get establishing shots. The whole first 2 hours is exposition. Like,
Yeah.
and like they introduced Aquaman, Cyborg, and the Flash in the theatrical cut and in this movie. So to not do solo movies for these characters and then introduce all three of them in one movie and cut out all the exposition, that makes no fucking sense.
They just
like,
all exist basically.
Exactly. Like the 4 hours is justified on the amount of exposition alone.
Okay.
Like,
so is it the TV series Flash that's in this?
No. It's it's a different Earth. So in the Flash TV series, they have the show's Flash and Ezra Miller's Flash interact. Like they that's a spoiler. I'm so sorry. That's a big spoiler for they did a Crisis on Infinite Earths.
I saw ads for it, but I don't know enough about that comic book story arc to even really know what's going on.
Yeah,
in that.
so there, it's the multi-Earth theory. So there's like multiple Earths. So I think what they established with DC is the Snyderverse is Earth 1, and then like there's Earth like 3 and 0 and like Earth like whatever. There's a bunch. There's like multi-Earth theory.
Okay.
So it's a different Flash, but like I'm saying, they're introducing all these characters in one movie, and it's like and they cut out all the exposition.
Okay.
So it's like the theatrical cut is a pile of dog shit because you don't know what's going on, and then the Snyder cut, you got all the exposition that you were missing.
Yeah.
You've got way more action. You got so much exposition. You got fucking establishing shots.
Did anything get refilmed for the new one, or was this just all stuff that like hit the cutting room floor when it came to the editing process?
Most of it is what hit the cutting room floor.
Really? That's fucking weird.
There's an epilogue that was all new, like filming, like all new filmed material, and that was awesome. But I won't get into that right now. It's a 4-hour movie. There's so much to talk about. I don't want to talk about all of it, but it's just Darkseid's design. It's perfect. And we have Batman no longer being angry and brooding. He's hopeful. And we have a hopeful Superman. Like I've got a million things running through my head right now. Like,
I'll try I'll try to get through an hour a week, and then I'll report back to you.
That's fair. Dude, it's like it is one of the best, I think. It's one of the best comic book material related pieces of media that's ever been made. And that's not just me being a fucking Snyder head. That's me thinking it's actually a good story.
Huh. Okay. Because I've heard mixed reviews. I've heard like what you're saying is solid. I've also heard people say that like as good of a movie as it was, the writers still don't fully grasp what the characters are and what they're supposed to be.
So
I haven't seen it, so I can't really like go off.
That's a fair assessment. Like if you watch Man of Steel and Batman vs Superman, Superman is like at war with the idea of helping people. He's like I don't owe these people anything, but that's not Superman, So that's what I'm saying. Like Zack Snyder's take on Superman is not great.
There is that run of Superman where he was an asshole for a few years. I don't remember if it was in the 70s or the 80s, but there was a point in the Superman comics where he was like a dick.
Well, that might be what inspired Zack Snyder. I don't know.
Maybe.
But,
I had a coworker who was like obsessed with that era of Superman because he's like, it's the only time he was interesting because he was an asshole.
So I'm not sure that might be it. Like, and like Pa Kent and Man of Steel like is like not comic book accurate, I guess.
Okay.
Would be like he doesn't think that Superman should use his powers to help people, and it's like, dude, that's what Superman is. Superman is just like good, inherent good. That's what Superman is, which is kind of why he's not that interesting of a character.
Yeah.
If you think about it, it's like I don't know what it is because like Captain America's interesting and he's inherent good, but like Superman, I'm kind of like, I don't know, but I really like this take on Superman. So, but I see why people don't like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, I've gone on record to say that this movie was for me. Like I am the target audience for the Zack Snyder cut of Justice League.
See, and I think that is probably the reason why it was made, because there are people that are like, I want this movie to be really fucking good. Like, you're a big fan of it, right? And you know that there's more. Like, it's also probably frustrating when you're like, I know there's more movie in this movie than I got. It's like, I would love to see the full cut of Punisher Warzone because the movie was fucking fun. But I know there's a lot of the movie that got cut poorly and it's not out there. Now, if, a couple nerds want to band together and be like, hey, give me the Punisher Warzone that I'm supposed to have, I'll watch 4 hours of that in a heartbeat. Because I love the Punisher. Now, they gave that to you, and that's great. I'm jealous. So,
yeah, dude, it was it exceeded any of my expectations because after the theatrical cut, I was like, well, the studio said that Zack Snyder's version was unwatchable. So
they're thinking about a major audience. And we talked about this in a past episode, too, so we don't need to beat a dead horse. But, like, your average moviegoer is not going to sit through a 4-hour fucking movie. The only time they would is because of the implications of Endgame. I feel like that movie could have been 4 hours, and people would have fucking walked out of it completely fulfilled.
Well, essentially it was, because like I can't watch Infinity War without immediately putting Endgame back on.
Well, in that sense, yes, but I'm also saying that Endgame itself, like, you could have gave me another full hour of fight scenes, and I would have just been, like, just sitting in a puddle of cum. I would have been having a best... I would have been having...
Such a horrifying visual.
It's like that episode of South Park where Randy's just covered in ectoplasm. That would have been me just sitting there like, that would have been perfect for me.
You jumped the shark. I don't like that comparison.
Cool. Cut that out. We'll start over. 1, 2, 3. So they could have been going on for an hour fight scene, and I would have just been beside myself. Like, I would have loved having more of that movie. And I feel like the average person also would probably have felt that way because they had been watching 10 years of these movies, and it was a movie you didn't want to end, as opposed to...
Well, sure. So
as opposed
this
to
is
a
how
movie that most people aren't walking into expecting to watch for that long.
But the audience score is at 75%.
That's fine, but that's also not the average moviegoer. Like, I'm talking about going into a theater to go see this movie.
I disagree, because I know people that aren't like diehard comic book fans that like it, but
that's good too.
Most of the people that I know that are like feeling the same way I'm feeling are diehard comic book fans. So like I said, it's a perfect comic book movie. So if you're a comic book fan, you will enjoy it.
Yeah.
There are so many hard lines. There's so many awesome moments. The visuals are beautiful. Zack Snyder is a visual filmmaker. He is so good at just showing you some dope looking shit.
Yeah.
So I was on Twitter and like somebody was like, "Oh, the cinematography," and it was like one of the most CGI'd shots of the whole movie. And I'm sitting here like, no wonder people think comic book nerds are idiots. That's not cinematography. I'm like, but like the first 20 minutes of the film could be considered like expert cinematography, and like this fucking idiot picks the one super CGI heavy scene to tweet. Oh, the cinematography. I'm like, we are all idiots. Like,
I mean, have you met how nitpicky like nerds can be sometimes?
I mean, I'm nitpicky myself. Like, I know, I'm talking like this.
But like, there's people that are like, do you really even enjoy what the fuck you're getting? Or do you just, like, want to have something to fucking complain about?
Yeah.
That's really all. I think that's what it comes down to. I think a lot of people don't have any real opinion of consumable media, and they're just like, right. You know what? I need people to interact with me for a little bit. I'm going to say this is terrible. And you know why? Because I do that. So, not with everything, but I'm just speaking from experience. Sometimes you're just like, you know what? This is fucking trash. And you say it out in public, and then everyone goes, "You're wrong," and you're like, "Blah blah blah blah." Like,
so in this movie, we get in the epilogue. I didn't want to spoil anything, but I will.
Mm-hmm. You're not
in the epilogue.
I won't remember what you're talking about, and I'll see it and be like,
"That's
oh,
true."
Yeah.
That's true. In the epilogue, we get the first time we get Ben Affleck's Batman interacting with Jared Leto's Joker. And it's Zack Snyder's design of the Joker. So it's not that shitty Suicide Squad looking one.
Oh, that's cool.
It is my favorite on-screen Batman Joker interaction I think I've ever seen.
Okay.
It's like a perfect back and forth.
I didn't know the Joker was even supposed to be in it.
It's in the epilogue, so he's not in the actual movie. It's in the epilogue.
Okay.
But so when they cast Jared Leto as a Joker, first of all, I want to say this. Jared Leto's a creep, and I do not condone him as a person. Mm-hmm. He is a good actor, though. And when they cast him as the Joker, I was like, all right, he could probably deliver. Mm-hmm. And then I saw Suicide Squad, and I've seen the extended version, which is not the director's cut. Warner Brothers has made like the existence of an extended cut, a director's cut, a thing. So there's an extended cut of Suicide Squad that's 2.5 hours long.
Yeah.
It is better than the theatrical cut. It is still not good. But David Ayer's cut, I believe, would be a good movie. Anyway, so, but when they cast Jared Leto, this is what I was trying to get to. I think my reaction was, he actually could be a good Joker. And then I saw the Suicide Squad movie, and I was like, I take it back. But it's kind of just how Warner Brothers wanted him to be portrayed, because they fucking chopped that movie up like crazy, just like they did Justice League. But the redemption, Zack Snyder's Justice League, you get. I've seen some people critical of the Joker's portrayal in this, but I think it's good, and I really enjoyed the interaction between him and Affleck, and I've seen a lot of like positive response online, and like, you know, kind of a push for like maybe a Batfleck movie. And like, I would kill to just see like Batfleck and Jared Leto in a street level Batman movie with a Deathstroke storyline, because they cast Deathstroke.
Okay.
And he's in the movie too.
Did they recast him from Will Smith?
That's Deadshot.
Fuck. You're right.
But so Deathstroke's in.
Which one is Slade then from Teen Titans?
That's Deathstroke.
So Deathstroke. Then what the fuck's a Deathshot?
Deadshot is an assassin, just like Deathstroke, but he doesn't have. Deadshot doesn't have a sword.
Well, that's
Deathstroke has a sword.
Okay. This is why I can't take DC as a whole seriously sometimes, because they change one word and they're like, all right, totally different person, but they're the same person.
They change both words. Death, stroke, dead shot.
They're both dead.
Yeah, but they're different words. You can't be nitpicky when I can correct you, buddy boy. They're different words. They're two completely different.
Dead and death mean the same thing.
They're two completely different characters.
That is just silly to me, but whatever. Jack Kirby's a
Anyway.
great artist, not a great name maker.
Well, who's to say he even created Deathstroke or Deadshot?
Who's to
Anyway.
say? Who's to say?
Who's to say?
Who's to say?
So
That's just me being nitpicky.
I would, yeah, shut the fuck up. I'm talking.
Yeah.
So I would love to see a street level Batfleck Joker movie with a Deathstroke storyline because they set up a Deathstroke storyline in this movie.
Do you want to do it for a movie or for like a TV series?
So here we go.
Here we go.
there's a lot of talk. The CEO of Warner Media is like nothing else is going to happen, but there's a guy like 2 tiers above them in like the corporate chain of command, which is also her position has no control over HBO Max.
Yeah.
In the hierarchy of Warner Media. And the guy above them, whoever the fuck, I don't know their names. The guy above is very supportive of Zack Snyder and very supportive of the Snyderverse, is what people are referring to it as. And I think it's very possible we will get a Batfleck series on HBO Max.
Like, why does it seem like Warner Brothers is so adamantly against comic book movies, but wants to keep trying to fucking make them?
I don't know.
It's so frustrating. It's like when I watch WWE, Vince McMahon seems to fucking hate everyone who watches his program, but for some reason still wants to make wrestling shows.
I don't understand it, dude. So what I think is, I think that they really want to catch up to Marvel
Without any of the effort?
Yeah, I think that's basically it. Like, because like there's one person who has a vision and is obviously not afraid to follow up with his vision, and for that people love him, and that is Zack Snyder.
Marvel's the only person with a vision.
Marvel.
Badoom!
I hate you. I hate you so much. Marvel has Kevin Feige.
Yeah.
It's my opinion that DC should have Zack Snyder because he's like he may not be the best DC like person that writes DC stuff, but he's not afraid.
No, and
he can consult with people.
I was gonna say he could at least like cohesively make a connected universe.
Yes,
they can't do if they keep getting like 900 producers and different people to like micromanage everything,
and not to mention doing that, but also squeezing the creativity out of them. They're not letting anybody do anything. That's why the Flashpoint movie has had like 10 different directors, and it's only just now gone into production.
Yeah,
and I guarantee you, the reaction from this fucking release is going to change it again.
Oh, I'm
guarantee it.
Because like it's I feel like with Marvel, the only one that's had like a bumpy fucking road to come out is New Mutants. Other than that, everything Marvel oriented has been like pretty streamlined and popped out pretty easily. And they also listen to their fans too. Like, I don't think Warner Brothers gives a shit what the audience thinks.
They just want the money.
They never fucking will. It's like them in their movie department is fucking sketchy as fuck and like exploitive. Their fucking video game department is shitty and fucking exploitive. Like, Warner Brothers as a whole is just trash, in my opinion.
But going back to because I know a lot of people criticize Ben Affleck's Batman because of him being old and jaded. Mm-hmm. With the de-aging technology we have, you could do like 15 years ago, Batman in Gotham versus the Joker and Deathstroke. Like, they do like a street level series, 8 episodes. Mm-hmm. I think it would be so fucking good, and it's all I've ever wanted. Honestly,
they could just do a live action like Dark Knight Returns too, if they want to have the jaded Affleck. I don't know.
They kind of did that in Batman vs Superman.
Okay,
they took a lot of the beats from that story, so they can't do it again.
Oh well, there you go. I should probably watch that at some time too, when I can set aside 24 hours to watch 2 DC movies. I'll take a vacation and watch them on vacation.
You go.
Whenever I fucking can. But
so this can conclude it. I just want to say I love that movie so much, and to me, it does not feel like 4 hours long. To me, it feels like 2 hours.
I'll get around to seeing it.
Dude, I'm telling you, just chop it up because like there's chapters in it.
Okay.
So like just watch 2 chapters, pick it back up because they're perfect breaks in the content where it's like it makes it more palatable. That's why they did it.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
And we'll put a pin in talking about Winter Soldier because I'm literally going to watch that once we're done, so we can talk about it next week. I heard
that's fine by me.
I had one of my customers at work tell me that it's the most violent output of Marvel that they've ever seen, and they were not expecting it to be as violent as it was. And I
wouldn't say it's that violent.
I don't know. That's what this person told me. They were like,
has this person seen Captain America: The Winter Soldier? 'Cause that movie's violent.
They've absorbed every bit of Marvel media. And this is where I'm like, okay, like I was going to expect a show about Winter Soldier being somewhat gory or violent, but
yeah.
But I don't know. I'm pumped.
I like it so far.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but good things about it. I don't know what the lineup is for the next series after this though, because I know this is only 6 episodes.
So Loki, I think, is coming out in June.
Oh, cool. All right.
Yeah. And like they still have Eternals and Black Widow slated to release this year, and they want to do theatrical releases, which I don't think is going to happen.
I'm really hoping that all this Spider-Man talk is legit and not just trolling, because I don't have faith in Sony sticking to their guns and putting this movie out.
So this new Spider-Man is done filming. And they want to release it.
Filming it?
And yes, it's done.
Oh!
It's done. The production is wrapped, and they want to release it in December.
I was under the impression that, like, because I remember Sony and Disney were both at odds for a while. I didn't think they actually filmed the movie. I thought they were, like, still in talks about, like, who gets the rights to what in merchandising money. And that halted everything. Because I was not under the impression that they actually filmed anything. Because Sony didn't even sign on to do shit after Far From Home came out. They were like, we're going to see where things go after this movie comes out. And then that's when Disney and them had their falling out. And then, like, the last I checked, they were still talking about what they were going to do.
So it's still filming, and it says that they're planning on wrapping at the end of this month. So in the next week or so.
Okay. So they just because that's where I was confused. I was like, I don't remember hearing them starting filming. But if they're wrapping filming this month, that's fine. Just introduce the Punisher. That's all I want out of this one. That's it. It's a layup. It's so easy to fucking bring him in. And if they don't, I'll hate it. They won't. They're not going to. I already know they're not going to. But. Yeah. I'm just going to be disappointed the whole time. I'm just going to be literally sit through the whole movie like, all right, here comes the Punisher. Give me the Punisher. It's not going to happen.
Dude, the not using Jon Bernthal in it would be such a mistake because he's a perfect Punisher.
He is. You can tone him down a little bit for a PG-13 movie.
Exactly.
But, like, it's ended so fucking perfectly to introduce him. It's a crime if you don't.
Yeah.
Like, because who's the protagonist going to be for this one? Fucking, you had Vulture in the other one. You had Mysterio in this one, which I was
You mean the antagonist?
Antagonist, yeah, sorry, not protagonist. I'm sorry. I don't know how to fucking use the English language. But you had, like, the best representation of Mysterio I've ever seen. Like, he was a great fucking villain. Where I think people can finally stop talking about how, like, Doc Ock was the best movie villain in a Spider-Man movie, and we can shut up now, and it's Mysterio. But, I don't know. With it ending as, like, oh, he's Peter Parker. Oh, he's a criminal. Oh, he did this. Fucking old Punny can just walk in and be like, hey, man, I'm a new character. What's up, Marvel Universe? Just like in the comic books, I'm here because I'm told he's a bad guy, and I'm here to get rid of bad guys.
Yeah.
Fucking layup. Fucking.
It's easy. It's so easy to just do that.
Fucking layup.
And like also
won't happen.
the rumors of Charlie Cox being Peter's lawyer.
Oh, okay.
Charlie Cox, also known as Daredevil.
Yep. That's how you introduce that too.
Dude, it'd be so
everyone in.
easy.
Everyone comes
Bring
in.
them both. Those two specifically,
Yes.
like, deserve to be those characters on the big screen.
Yeah. Like, fuck Netflix. and
Luke
whatever
Cage
thing-
too.
Yeah.
Luke Cage too.
All of them.
He's so good.
You can bring in him. You can bring in Iron Fist. There's like, because they're going this multiverse route. This is all the way that you bring all of it in. Like, everyone who had their hand in a fucking pie, their hands are out of the pies now, and Disney owns the entire bake shop. So just bring it all in. Like,
That's right.
I want this. That's all I want. I want.
Me too, dude.
I want Punisher to show up. I want Daredevil to fucking try to help Spidey and like keep him out. Because how dope would it be if there was a 2 storyline angle going on where Spider-Man's trying to deal with all this horse shit, and then Daredevil is like, oh crap, the Punisher, I fucking have dealt with you before. And then Punisher and Daredevil have like 3/4 of the movie, and then Spider-Man and whatever big villain he has to deal with has the other portion of the movie, you know? Like, you can kind of split up, like, because he's probably going to get sent into the multiverse or some nonsense and have to deal with all that and, you know, chalk shit up with Doctor Strange. And then you have 2 earthly characters, like 2 regular fucking humans dealing with some other bullshit. It's not a hard story to write.
So I want to go back to the Justice League for just a second.
Yeah. And then we should wrap up.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Yeah.
I want people to check this out. Leslie Jones, best known for being on Saturday Night Live for a couple of seasons, and she's a stand-up comedian. She live tweeted the Zack Snyder Justice League, and it is one of the funniest streams of tweets I've ever read in my. Because like she was taking video of her screen and like commenting like verbally, and every video she posted #long-ass-movie.
#long-ass-movie. That's sick.
And it's some of the funniest shit I've heard. Some of the funniest shit I've read. So please go look at that because she is fucking incredible. Leslie Jones. Her @ is LesDoggg, DOGGG, 3 G's, LESDOGGG, and just the most recent stuff she's posted. It's all her live commenting on the Justice League. It's so goddamn funny.
Nice.
And also, if you're not listening to this because of Instagram, please follow us on Instagram. Our handles are at the bottom of the screen.
Oh yeah.
Covering the names that Google Meet shows.
But yeah, so you can check us out on Instagram at the handles located at the bottom here for individual joints. You can message us about nonsense and talk about our wrong opinions, or send us ideas about shit, or suggest stuff for us to check
please.
out.
Tell us stuff that you want to hear us talk about. Give us something that you think maybe is bad and want to hear us, shit talk.
Oh boy, yeah.
Please, it'll be fun. Or you can email us, adultcrashpodcast@gmail.com.
Yep. I would like to.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
Adult Crash Pod. It's on POD.
yeah. Oh, great band.
I knew you were going to say that. So it's adultcrashpod@gmail.com.
Yep.
You can reach out that way.
And I'd rather do homework from strangers than Frank. So if you send me something that's dog shit, I'll totally fucking watch it and rip it apart if you want me to. Or if it's something you're like, I really enjoy this, then I will try not to tear it apart too much. Unless you...
That's the thing.
Yeah.
That's the thing. If we think it's good, I'm not going to be mean.
Yeah,
but
if I think it's good, or if I think it's admirable, but I don't get it, I'm not going to shit talk it. But if you send us some horse shit...
Like, if you suggest that we watch Rollerball, then I'm going to crucify that opinion.
Yeah. Now, I got a soft spot for some of those terrible movies, but
Well, my sister and Jeremy will both be like, Frank, Rollerball is your favorite movie because I used to ride for Rollerball, but I have since watched it. It's a really bad movie, so I don't think it's good anymore. But
Like, I got a
Yeah.
soft spot for a lot of those like cheesy early 2000s like dance movies, like You Got Served and shit like that.
Honey,
yeah, Honey was fucking sick, dude.
dude, it would, and it would have been sicker if Aaliyah didn't die because it was supposed to be Aaliyah in that movie.
Yeah, still a good movie.
So
But those,
no diss
like,
on Jessica
yeah,
Alba. I
no,
like Jessica Alba,
too.
but I think that movie was clearly made for Aaliyah.
Yeah, 100%. But
Like Ashley told me about that, and then I was like, "Oh, that makes complete and total sense." After watching the movie,
it does.
All right, so this has been Adult Crash, episode 4.
4.
Thanks for listening.
Now we actually have them in
4.
order now, other than before, where they're all chopped up, and who knows what they are. But yeah, thanks for checking this out. Spotify, YouTube, all that nonsense.
And I'll try to get us on Apple Podcasts. I don't know what's going on with Anchor. I'll figure it out though.
Yeah, we've had a couple people ask about that after launching it the other day. But
So
which it sucks that we can't get it to work on Apple, but it's not like it's impossible to find it.
yeah, so we will.
It's
we will-
just inconvenient to Apple users, and
I mean, personally, I'm an Apple user, so it's a little inconvenient. So
you backed the wrong pony.
no, I didn't.
I'm kidding.
Anyway,
Anyway,
Thanks
thanks
for
for
listening.
checking this out, guys. Peace.
Hail Pacino.
Hail Pacino.